Coach, this is my high school, Lawrenceville High School, and just like to show you a few things, that happened here, when I played basketball here.
Marty, when we enter this building, what comes to your mind as we walk down these halls here?
Well, first of all, just being back home and knowing that a lot of my friends are here and how, I communicated with friends back in high school. Coach Wilson, I'd just like to introduce you to Coach Jim Dunn. He's a wrestling coach and my former history teacher here at Lawrenceville High School. While I was here, he was one of my favorite teachers. Always made sure that I was getting my work done, getting my assignments handed in, and all the things it takes to be a good student.
Coach, what does the name Marty Simmons bring back to your mind when we bring up the name Marty Simmons?
Well, Marty was a good basketball player, like everybody knows, but he was a good student, too, and he applied himself. He was never an eligibility problem on the basketball. He was always there to play, and his grades were never a problem in the classroom. He had his assignments done, and I enjoyed having Marty in class.
This is another one of my former teachers, Larry Pullyblank. He taught me in American Lit and journalism. I was on the school newspaper staff, and he watched after me quite closely too, but he's more of one of the funnier teachers I ever had, and I just appreciated, the job he did for me while I was in school.
Larry, what can you think of some experience that you had with Marty, something that was maybe humorous that the rest of the public doesn't know about him?
Well, there are too many for anything less than a one-hour documentary. Marty was on my newspaper staff. I had him in American Lit. He was a real character. He helped make the class fun, and he helped all the kids in the class have fun. But as Jim said, he also did a good job for me, good student. Most athletes who are good athletes are also good students. He had a good sense of humor, and that complemented mine. The kids all liked him. We also got some learning done in the meantime, and he helped tremendously on the sports section of the newspaper because of his expertise in a number of areas, not just basketball. He knows what's happening.
Coach Wilson, this is the high school gym that Lawrenceville High School played in, and I played, throughout my high school career.
Marty, how many years did you play here?
I played for 4 years. I started, my freshman year throughout my senior year.
Can you tell me what kind of the atmosphere would be, let's say, your junior and senior year when you had those great teams here at Lawrenceville? What was it like coming in here on a Friday night before a ball game?
Well, there's no doubt. It was very enthusiastic. For 10 years before I even played here, I never seen a game that Lawrenceville didn't have this place sold out. It's a great tradition. But when I came in here, I knew, enthusiastic crowd and, just people, friendly. And, they had one thing in mind, and that was to go out and see Lawrenceville play, on Tuesday or Friday night and cheer them on to victory.
If we had to have you remember what game you remember the most here at Lawrenceville High School, what game would come to your mind, Marty?
Well, there's a lot of games, that I played here, but the one that probably stands out the most was just my last game in this gym, knowing that I, was playing my last game in front of the people that I loved the most and who I'd come out and worked so hard for throughout 4 years. And, there was a few tears in my eyes that night just knowing that it was all going to come to an end. And that's probably my most memorable.